All right. Hello, what's up? Gokuma. Welcome to the channel. Pokemon Trading Card Game 2 tonight. I don't know if we're going to finish it, but we'll do what we can, I guess. All right, just give me one moment. Got messages and stuff. Okay, sorry about that. I had like messages and stuff that I was dealing with. Um, but yeah, last time I streamed, I got the psychic coin, and now we're headed to the final place. I don't know if this is what's going to end the game or if there's like another thing I got to do after that. Like, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but we'll maybe find out shortly. Whenever I decide to shut the fuck up and play. Um, but that won't be happening next few minutes. No, yeah, so as okay, so before I get to like my um actually, yeah, I'll talk about my personal life first. Okay, so um for like all the people who have not been watching the stream, and who have, if you were, you'd be part of this ongoing story arc with this girl that I like, who also happens to be like a coworker, but I only get to see her like once a week because the school that I work at, um I only go there once a week. And um and yeah, I haven't seen her since we had lunch just after Christmas. Like, it was like a couple days after Christmas, I think. If Or maybe it was the day after Christmas. I'm trying to remember. Might have been the day after Christmas. Might have been the day after Christmas. Because I think Christmas was on a Thursday, and I think I met up with her on a Friday. Yeah, so it was like the day after Christmas that I met up with her. Um and yeah, so haven't seen her since. Like, she already had plans during the winter break. She did try to make plans to see me after the New Year's, but I think like her grandfather got sick or something and like was in the hospital. And Yeah, so that was an unfortunate change. But anyways, yeah, so I did message her yesterday, and like, I expected to not hear from her for like a few days, because I think last time she was sick. Of course, I messaged her, and I think like I I think it was like days later before like I heard back from her. But no, I ended up hearing back from her um tonight. Like, I think maybe about an hour ago. I think she messaged me, and yeah, and that was basically that. Like, I sent a small message back, but it's not something to like continue the conversation or anything, because she did mention that like she didn't really like messaging in English too much, because like I don't know, it makes her like, I think, nervous or something. And I'm like, maybe that should be something we work on, you know. But other than that, I don't know, like in my experience with Japanese people, even when it comes to friends, um like, they don't really use their messaging to like have chats. Like, there's you know with with me and other, like, Americans, or people from other countries in general, Canadians, UK, like whatever. People will straight up have conversations like in a fucking chat. But with but I noticed with Japanese people, maybe I don't know, maybe like with younger people it's different. But definitely with the older people, even when they're not that old, but it's like by the time they're older, it's like, yeah, no, they don't really do like conversations, like, like whole ass conversations over chat. It's like usually it's like, you know, it's very like business, it's straight to the point. And that's that. And there's like there's nothing else to like really talk about or anything, you know. So yeah, so you know, I messaged back, you know, I'm glad that to hear that she's better, and I look forward to seeing her next week. And yeah, hopefully that's the case, because yeah, like fucking um she's been sick like 3 times within a month, like just about. Yeah, I think like just about a month. I think she's been um because I think I remember we when we had the drinking gathering, the following week she was at school, but then the week after that she wasn't. And then the week after that I saw her again, but it was like the last time before the new year that I was going to be at that school. And then the week after, like I tried to message her again because um so um in Japanese culture, for like schools, companies, whatever, it's pretty normal to have like some type of like end of the year um end of the year like dinner drinking party thing. There's like a name for it. It escapes me because they have like a billion different names for the same fucking thing. It just depends on when in the year you do it, but it's the same fucking shit. Anyways, um so I found out that my school wasn't doing one. Not entirely sure why. They did last year. This year they didn't. The only thing that I can assume is because we did do a dinner thing after we came back from school, because like we had a new person that came in, so we had like a welcome party for them. So that's the only thing that I could think of. Actually, and then I think we had like another dinner party, but for it was like for something else. I don't know. We so we had like two dinner parties since but the second one we had, it was a much smaller one. Like it wasn't like it wasn't even like a drinking thing. It was just like we just go in, like we, you know, we got food, and like that. It wasn't anything um you know, it wasn't anything major serious. So I don't know, like maybe that played into it. Another possibility is because like some schools decided to not have their end of the year drinking parties because of like flus, and because of the flu and stuff like that. So yeah, like so my school just my base school, my main school, just straight up did not have a thing going on. Um so then I messaged one of my coworkers at my other school, and I was like, "Hey, are you guys doing a drinking thing for the school?" And he was like, yeah, yeah, we are. And he was like, and I was like, cool, because my school ain't doing one, and I would like to go to your schools. And he was like, okay. So you know, I think the next day he like sent me information about it and stuff. But then like the next day he was like, oh, you know, I like regret to inform you. I don't know the exact, that was not the exact wording, but that was basically, you know, the like the vibe, you know, where, you know, I think it was like, oh, I have like unfortunate news, like something like some shit like that. And he was like, "Yeah, so I have unfortunate news. We're canceling the party because of like the flu and stuff like that." I'm like, "Oh, like that sucks." Um, so then I was like trying to be like, "Hey, like, maybe like I don't know, we could do something ourselves, like this Friday, or that Friday." And he was like, he would, but he can't because like his mom had just passed away, so he had to like, deal with that. I'm like, "Oh, like I'm sorry for your loss and everything." So then I messaged because the only other um contact I had was the girl that I like. So I tried to message her. But unfortunately, like, yeah, I didn't hear from her, you know, like like I don't know, like sometime later, and it was already like, like too late, and she was already like, "Oh yeah, no, I just came back to work today." So it was like that Friday. And yeah. So um yeah, that was that was that. Um so yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, there was like a couple times where, try to make plans to like see her, but it kind of just fell through. Um, so yeah, so now I gotta wait, almost a whole fucking week. Um, it shouldn't be that bad. I should be pretty distracted. Uh, you know, up until probably Monday ish, because well, Friday I think I'm gonna do kickboxing tomorrow, and then um I gotta like get ready for the weekend's plans and stuff. So I don't know if I'm streaming or not on Friday because of that. On Saturday, I'm supposed to be meeting up with a friend, and I'm supposed to be showing him around town and stuff because he's never been down where I live. And then I have like a dinner drinking party later, and then I'm going to be sleeping over up there. And then um um and then the next day, Villainous has a Kyoto competition thing, so I'm gonna go and watch, and then I might be hanging out with K8. So yeah, so I'm pretty busy like the next few days. So I'll be like, pretty like well distracted. Um I'll probably like, I don't know, just try to get her like a small like sweet or something, like just to like, not, nothing that's a big deal, and just, put it on her desk. And yeah. um Other than that, like, yeah, like Monday I don't really have any plans. Tuesday I have like my usual English group thing, so that'll definitely serve as distraction. And then yeah, like I gotta go to, you know to work on Wednesday, hoping like he's there so I can see her and talk to her and fucking plan our day of fucking playing Zelda and shit. um and then, among uh among other things. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now in the story arc. um so other than that, um yeah, I know that there's always like a lot of discourse about dubs and subs, when it comes to, Japanese anime and stuff. um but it's getting a bit ridiculous, because all right, so I know like Because some of the problem is when, and this is a pretty common practice, and the thing is, like, America is not the only one guilty of it, but everyone fucking acts like it is. When America brings anime over and they translate it and even localize it, there is some stuff that's changed. Maybe certain jokes or things that have to do with with like the culture, or something that, like, that your average person may not necessarily like understand, or know, or it might not mean anything. um so they try to change things, accordingly. One of the things that I think instantly comes to mind is like the phrase, otsukara sama deshita. So this is a phrase that you say to, typically like your coworkers, but you also could say it to, in passing, to someone who, like, notices like working hard, and stuff. The thing is that there's no direct translation for it. It's a purely contextual like phrase. So, like, of course, in Japan, when you're at work and and you say, otsukara sama des to another coworker, like, like what they mean, like, the context of what is being said to you, like, which is like a gazillion different things, um and none of it being the exact thing. um so when I watch Japanese stuff where it shows people saying like, like, otsukara sama desu or otsukara sama deshita, like, depending on what is going on, like when they're saying it, could mean, like, they'll change, like, what I mean, not change, but it's like they'll give like what they're trying to say. So for example, like, if maybe they say it to someone in passing, they might change it to be like, you know saying, like, hey, how's it going, like something like that. If they're stopped and they're talking to the person, they might say something like, I don't know, oh, like, don't work too hard, or something. If they're leaving, like, they could be saying like, otsukara sama deshita, and um when they do the English translation, they could be saying, like, oh, have a good night, even though that, yeah, that's not what they're saying. But again, like, there's no direct translation for it. It's just, it's purely contextual. And that's how, actually, like, a lot of Japanese, like phrases are, like, a lot of it is like contextual. Sometimes, like, they'll say the same thing, and you might think like it means the same thing, but depending on when it's used, like, it yeah, when it's used, what is going on. Yeah. So, because I had like this really like ignorant argument with someone about, because he was saying how, like, like, translators and locals, like, they just have one job, and to make it things in understandable English, and like, they try to make it sound like translating Japanese is easy, and it's like, oh, like, people have been doing it for decades. People make fan translations, whatever. And I think the thing that bothered me was the fact that he tried to make it sound like it's easy to translate Japanese, and like it's fucking not. Like even the people, and I know people who can translate Japanese, and it's like it's fucking difficult still, and it's time consuming. It's not something that you can just like do in the quickness. Like it's pretty hard, and a lot of it is because like you have to figure out the context of what is going on, and it's like it's almost it's almost like a puzzle in in a way. When it, sometimes you can do a straight up translation. Other times you'll have to figure out the context. Sometimes you can translate what they say like directly, and it sounds kind of dry. um because sometimes like when Japanese people, um when they say like certain phrases or something, it's like the phrase, like again, it's like something like in context, or not just in context, but sometimes like what they say just comes across like very straightforward. Like it's just a very straightforward thing. So for example, like you could have like a character who in the Japanese, like in the original Japanese version, who like who says something, and whether it's contextual, whether it's something straightforward, it's meant to be, let's say, like, like something arrogant. Like if someone says, like, I don't have any examples right now, unfortunately, but like, if they said something that made them sound like, very like arrogant, or let's say confident, or whatever, that's what you get from the context, or that's what you get from the line. But again, it's like very straightforward. So when, um so to Japanese people, it's like, oh, like he's being very confident, but like, to everyone else, like it just sounds like very dry. And yeah. So when they translate it to English, yeah, it might be like a completely different sentence, or like a slightly different, like translation, but it still gets the same idea across. But it's just now it's done with like some flavor. Um and because, yeah, because that's usually like what like translating like Japanese is like, if you're, and there's times where it's like, yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm watching a movie, they're saying things, and I just get what they're saying, or the context, like however way that I like fucking interpret it. um so like I could sit here being like, thinking that, okay, they said this one thing, but it's like, even if me and, let's say, other people that watched, like, okay, like we understood, like, okay, they said this one thing, but we all have different ways that they said the one thing. And that's why, if you ever watched, like, I remember back in the day, like watching different, like fan subs and stuff, like a long ass time ago. um or like I would watch one fan sub because, like, the group that I normally watch, it was late in releasing their fan sub, so I would watch theirs. But then the group that that would come out with their fan sub, I would still watch. And it's like, yeah, there would be differences. Like they wouldn't be incorrect or anything. But it's like, yeah, just whatever they have to say, like the way they say it, like, comes up like different. um So anyways, um other than that, the main gripe that I have is, like people gatekeeping, anime, and making it sound like, like they shouldn't be doing these changes, or anything. And they're like just purely making it sound like it's only America, or like other countries like outside of Japan that does it. And it's like, yeah, obviously you do not have the same energy when it's the other way around, because oh, it fucking happens the other way around. There's been times where, because I've been to the movies where I watch, where I watch a movie in English, but it's gonna have Japanese subtitles. And yeah, either like the subtitles just sound like they sound very dry, like compared to whatever is being said like on screen. Like it's just being very dry and straightforward. Or there'll be times where it's like, especially like in comedies, like they say like some pretty ridiculous stuff, and like they just, for Japanese, like they just fucking try to just make up shit, because it's like, dude, we don't have like whatever the fuck you are trying to say, so we can only like replace it with something that, like our people can understand. um there's stuff like that. Sometimes they do change lines in movies, or performances even. So like there might be, so it might give off like different attitudes. So like, so there might be like, let's say like certain scenes or something where, like the portrayal of character like originally is going one way, but then changes to Japan, in Japan, for I don't know, whatever fucking reason. And then there's the fact that um they completely changed the titles of movies to like something like ridiculous, for like no fucking reason at all. Like just no reason. It Now the last few years it has not been as bad, but for a really long time like it was pretty bad. I think like a movie like Frozen, right? Like it's simply called Frozen, right? And also you might be like, oh, maybe they're just changing the names to like make it easier for them. It's like, no, no, they are not. Because Frozen sounds totally fucking simple, right? Like they can be, say it no problem. But instead, like, I don't know. It's called like Anna and the something something dark side. Like, yeah, it's some shit like that. Um, like Fast and the Furious is Wild Speed. Yeah, it's wild. It's called Wild Speed. The movie Remember Me. Oh no, shit. I meant the other way around. Okay, so the movie Coco, right? For whatever reason is called Remember Me in Japan. So yeah, so it's like they do the same shit too. But of course, most of the people that are complaining about what America does, um they don't know Japanese. They've never studied Japanese. Um they they never been in Japan. They never try to watch a movie in, like an American movie, and either like read its Japanese subtitles, or listen to the Japanese dubbing or know that like, they fucking changed titles of movies for like no reason at all. Um so yeah. Yeah, it's just my point is that none of this is really a big deal. Of course, the people who watch anime and stuff, like they're making it into into a big deal, um but like to the average Japanese person, they don't give a shit. Like they really don't give a shit. They cannot be bothered enough to give a shit. Like if the anime that they watch in Japanese gets changed up in English in whatever way, like they they don't care. And and if anything, they find it amusing when there are changes. Like when I explain like things like the whole Pokemon like fucking jelly donut thing, instead of the onigiri, like dude, they just fucking laugh. Like they just think that's like fucking funny. Like, it's like, do they get like, did they get bent out of shape about it or anything? No. They don't give a shit. They just find it funny. And then, when I tell them things like fucking Voltron, like I have a coworker who happens because Voltron is like stupid well known in the United States and, like America and like many other places. But in Japan, like as Go Lion, like dude, it was just another fucking anime. Like it wasn't like it was good, but it wasn't anything special, it wasn't anything that stood out. Like, like it was just another fucking anime. But I explained like, how Voltron was just like this big like fucking deal. And like I explained like like some of the changes and stuff. And I had one coworker who happens to be one of the few people who actually fucking knows Go Lion, and no, he thought that was like really interesting. And I had to explain to him like, yeah, also like they didn't have like any translations, they didn't have any people who can translate um Japanese, so they just made up the story themselves. um and yeah, no, and he thought like that was like really interesting, and how like somehow that led to that series being like fucking huge in America, where again, like in Japan, like it was just another series that came out. Like Voltron, unfortunately, or Go Lion has virtually like zero presence. Like now here in the United States, like Voltron still has a presence. But in Japan, like nah, dude, like bitch has zero presence. Like dude, it's just fucking Go Lion. Like what's the big whoop? Like there's people who lived during that time of Go Lion, and they have no idea what the fuck Go Lion is. So yeah, and and then same thing with like Power Rangers and things like that. Like so in all honesty, like yeah, the average Japanese person does not give a shit. If anything, they might find it more amusing when you tell them about like some of the changes that they made. Another issue is that because now, I don't know, for some reason there's a lot of all of a sudden there's like some fucking discourse about like the fucking Dragon Ball Z anime. I mean the dub. Um and it's like, dude, are we really giving shit to an English dub that came out like 20 or so years ago? Like actually more than that. No, more than that. Like talking about like probably closer to 25 years. Like bruh, like this shit came out at a fucking completely different time. When it came to like dubbing, and shit. Um, and then plus they came out with Kai, which made everything, like accurate as possible to the manga, or to the original series. So yeah, I don't know why this is a thing. Like, it's like, okay, are we gonna pick on Pokemon next? Like, cause yeah. So yeah, I just don't understand like what's with, when, I don't know, just with the shit talk about the Dragon Ball Z dub from like 25 years ago. Cuz if you have a problem with the dub, that's okay and everything, but that shit was 25 years ago, dude. That is not a representation of anything that goes on today. And that is apparent because, we have Kai, and because, of how they did Super and stuff like that. That shows that, like, that was a different time. That was a from a bygone era. Most of these people were probably not even alive, because a lot of people are like, oh, they only like it because of nostalgia, whatever, whatever. It's like, no, we like it because, like, we didn't have our sticks up our ass. Like, who the fuck are you, bot? Anyways, I'm just gonna do this because, like, for some reason the last couple days, like, I keep getting like a message from Stream Hub, whatever, and I think there's like a few of them, and I think I'm just gonna start banning them because this is like the third time in a row where, I don't know, like, you just get a message. Like, it's not even them trying to like sell you anything or whatnot, but yeah, fuck them and their shit. Um, but yeah, I don't know why we're giving shit to a dubbing of an anime that came out like 25 years ago. It was a completely different fucking time and era. Like, it really, really was. But it was also a great era, like, as faulty as, because the thing is that it is easy now to, to like look up and check like how inaccurate, like, a lot of dubbing or whatever was, um back then. But back then, like, dude, we did not have that luxury. We did not have that at all. Like, even if you watched the same thing but in Japanese with the subtitles, like, it still has like whatever they're fucking like did for the English dubbing. And we did not know any better. Like, a lot of us did not know Japanese. Like, there was no internet to look this shit up. Um yeah, like, we didn't know any better, and that was okay because, fortunately, regardless, anime, like, still, like, got stupid popular, and um it just it started becoming like a big hit, and it just kind of grew from there. Like, I remember watching anime from like the 80s, and then just seeing it grow exponentially, like going into like the 90s, and then by the time you hit the 2000s, like, forget it. But I think also like that's when, you know, the shift like kind of started happening when it came to doing like better dubs. Is shit perfect? Like no. You know, there's still people that mess things up or take liberties or whatever. But you know, it's again like it's not just you know America that does it. Japan definitely does that shit, as I have for sure seen. Um but anyways, all right. So I should probably go and get started on playing because yeah, I talked too much shit today. And that definitely ate up some of my time. A significant amount of my time. So I don't know. We'll see what we can do today. So now I gotta I think I gotta paste more. Oh, fucking Ronald has fucking psychic. That son of a bitch. I wonder if this was purposeful. Like, I mean, like, if I didn't have a fighting deck, if he would, like, if I had like a fire deck, like, if he would just have a water deck. Try to do our best to get fucking gold. Okay, good. He has a chance compound. Yes. Alright. So we can. Let me take a look. So we have. Well, I could. Let's do Bill's teleporter. Let's see if this works. Alright. Let's do energy search. And then we'll put Bill. Pokemon are weak against her. Golem was all the way in the bottom. because it's Ghost Pokemon. Oh. Knocked out a motherfucker, though. I don't know, like, fighting with fighting Pokemon is like a pain in the ass in this game, because it's like, fucking ghosts are resistant, and fucking Pokemon are but at least I'll be able to end this fight. Damn. Are you fucking serious? So fucking stupid, Jesus. I don't fucking need those cards to beat your goddamn ass, you bitch. Like, shit makes no sense. So I gotta put all four, like... Alright, let me double check. No, that sounds fairly ridiculous. That is so fucking stupid. Like, if they were like, oh, you have to have one of them, it's like, okay, cool. But it's like, okay, I have to put, like, Pokemon of, like, 3 or 4 different fucking types? Like, are you retarded? Like, the fuck? That's like the only one I can use. I'm just putting in the deck. Like, I'm not putting fucking bikinis and shit. Yeah. Now they have to be fucking certain level cards. Damn it! This fucking game, man. So 37, 34. Zapdos, I think Zapdos 68. So 40, 37, 68, 49. Nice. I think it's supposed to be 40 for him. Yeah, so I don't have what she was looking for. I think it said like 37. No. I think it said 68. Yeah, no, I don't have any of them either. Fucking hate this game. About Grandmasters. guess that's the reason why she did it, 'cause then she can use it. Shit, I don't have a light on. Oh, wait. Son of a bitch. Oh, that's right, it's flying. God damn it. Try to get my golem. is what I'm gonna try to do. Alright, it actually worked. Okay, because I'm not playing around. This is unnecessary to kill him. I want to deal damage to everyone else. Damn. Bro. Just knocked out his entire fucking team. Not only will I take all your fucking prizes, but you don't have a goddamn team either. gotta use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Should've gone and grabbed this. Oh, son of a bitch. Motherfucker! I knew it was like one more goddamn turn. Oh my god. Okay, fuck you. None of the bitch. Oh my god. What are we gonna do? Oh, you son of a bitch. resistance? The fuck does he have resistance to? He's not fucking flying Pokemon. You bitch. Someone died. Oh no. Fuck. fans were because I was eating chips. That was funny. Try to build up to Golem right away. And I think in my hand I saw the Graveler. Yep. I got 2 Pokeballs. I just need one of those. No, I got 3. I just need one of those to go through. This motherfucker already has a bench going on. Yes. Fortress level 40. Zapdos 60 and Dragonite 41. And then Dragonite 41. Oh, okay. So, okay, so let me get this straight. So, it's the promotional Dragonite that I got, which I think I got from a trade. I don't remember how I got it. But it's so dumb that it's like, it makes you do the final cut, and then you think you got, like, all the cards needed, and it's like, no, you're missing, like, Geodude again. Guys, like they're just taking me straight to the start. Let me save state real quick. Okay. Because I should have put saving state, like, when I did the last thing. Like, I should have been saving after each one in case, like, fuckery happened. Black hole. Okay, that's fine. Fucking next. I should keep doing that until I kill Mr. Oh no. Apparently I can. Wow, that is some bullshit. Like, it should be one or the other. Bit trailer. Not gonna play him though. He has like a thunder. Oh wait, did he hurt himself? Oh, that's right. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. Yes! Fuck you. In the butt. Right in the butt. All up in the butt. Hey, she seems nice. It's funny how you should say that. Okay, this is what's fucked up, is that it, like, it just goes straight, like, into the fight. Like, after, you know, doing 2 duels in a row. Alright, I'm gonna use restroom real quick. Okay, never mind. I could have totally saved between because it asked like, "Oh, do you want to?" Actually, no. The other girl did ask if I wanted to play her also. So never mind. They're not forming. Why does this guy look so fucking weird? And I gotta beat him like I gotta do a full 2 out of 3 with him. Bitch. Oh god, no. I'm not sure if the one Mr. Mime that's we'll have to find out. It might be the annoying one. Let's see if he has one. What is this? You can put it on Mr. Mime. Like, bro, I'm about to fucking kill Mr. Mime. You're about to win this game. Alright, so we got one more fight. fucking Pokemon, random Pokemon be having resistance against fucking fighting. Fighting is probably like the worst deck to have in this game. Because of like all the fucking randomness. I just have to knock out one more Pokemon. And I should be done with the game. I'm sure there's post-game stuff, I don't give a shit. Oh. Okay. If you want this smoke, you want to die this way. Well. I guess, you know, it's only fitting that, you know, Machoke brought me this far. You know, we've turned into Machamp, but I was saving it for in case, like, he got fucking status affected. But, and then for them to just switch to fucking Golem. Like, so you lost the will to fight. Like, you just want to die. And I can grant you that. So suck my fucking balls. All my balls. All 3 of them. Bro, like, I beat his ass so bad, like, I fucking power friendship. Fucking power friendship his ass. Look at him, like. Okay, credits. I did it. I fucking did it. Yay. Oh my god. Fucking did it. Yeah, this game was like unnecessarily hard for like no fucking reason. Like, I don't know. I feel like this game is like the fucking Final Fantasy 3 of the Pokemon Trading Card game. The reason why I say Final Fantasy 3, and I mean like OG Final Fantasy 3, when that came out for like NES, is that because like every time you go into a dungeon, like there's like some type of like bullshit that you have to deal with for that dungeon. And that's what I felt like here. It's like I felt like I always had to deal with bullshit. But still, I still would have been all over this game had it come out. So, you know, it's a shame it didn't come out. It's also a shame that, like, going into this, and I didn't realize this until I was, like, well into... Oh, wait. It does have a fucking gold and silver card. Then that's it. Just that one? I mean, you might have the other. To be continued. Don't fucking lie to me, bitch. How do I go into the game? Have to be a fucking dick about it. Anyways, yeah. So I'm sure there's probably post-game stuff because the game mentioned that there's like 24 total coins you get, and I have like 16. I don't know how you go about getting the others, but I don't care either. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Alright, I beat the king. I saw credits. And I am done. there's no reason for me to continue this game and try to do anything else with this fucking game. So, with that being said, I am done with this game and moving on. The next game I'm going to be playing, I think, is seriously going to be Mario RPG. I wanted to actually get into that before, like, during my winter break at the very least, but that did not happen. So I think I will now. And what I mean by Mario RPG, like, we're gonna play the OG Mario RPG. So, and then I think I will play the newer version of Crisis Core, but not yet. I think I'll wait till. I think what I'll do is I will play the OG Mario RPG, and then I'm gonna play the OG Final Fantasy VII, and then I'll probably be on that for like a fucking year. A lot to do in that game, but it'll be fun. It'll be really fun. Couple of RPGs to play, Mario RPG and Final Fantasy VII. So, but anyways, all right. So I don't know what's going to go on with me tomorrow. I plan on going to kickboxing, so I'll probably come back late, and then there's other stuff that I kind of got to like do and take care of. And then so I really don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow night. I would like to, but I doubt. So then that means I definitely won't be streaming on Saturday, won't be streaming on Sunday. Maybe Monday, I don't know. I won't be streaming on Tuesday, so then yeah, you won't see me until like fucking Wednesday. And then we'll see if like I can start Mario RPG then, because it, you know, since I'm starting the game, I would like to have a day where I just come in and I just play, so that way I can have time to like talk about the game and then also like go through the intro of the game, because sometimes some of these games, like the intros, like take a bit, and I know with that game that's gonna be the case. So, actually, you know what? Maybe before I play Mario RPG, maybe I play Silent Hill 2. Yeah, I think I might play Silent Hill 2. Play it and get that out of the way, then I'll play Mario RPG. So, yeah, because I'm trying to get through all the Silent Hills also, so we get the Silent Hill F. But anyways, alright. So, yeah, so I might not be back for like about a week. So, anyways, alright. So, have a good night or whatever, and hopefully see you next time. Later.